So it is WrestleMania season. So, like, I want to talk about something that's going to be very unpopular with wrestling fans. I think that something that is out, that is should no longer be around in wrestling is the Hell in a Cell match. And I'm going to tell you why. There have been 53 Hell in a Cell matches. Okay. 53. Hell in a Cell matches, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's a cage with a roof on top. Okay. So you really, and it's extremely dangerous. But the reason I say that it should no longer be around is because you cannot top now what has happened. And I honestly, I don't want to top what has happened. The most infamous one, of course, being Mick Foley versus The Undertaker. It has been covered in nauseum where Mick Foley was thrown off the top of the Hell in a Cell, and that was a planned spot. But then he also went through the Hell in a Cell. The man should be dead, okay? But because of that match, wrestling has become a lot more dangerous because people are taking many more risks. Darby Allin recently did a swan dive or whatever it is off the top of a cage and fell through glass. I mean, he is unbreakable, but very dangerous. But the Hell in a Cell match has had so you have, like I said, Mick Foley versus The Undertaker. You have Cody versus Seth from 2022. You have Triple H versus Cactus Jack, which is Mick Foley from 2000. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from 1997. We're not going to top these matches, okay? I think that it's time to move on. You could still have cage matches, but as far as the danger of the match and people trying to top old performances, I think it's time to put it to a stop.
Spoken like a true almost 50-year-old.
Hmm?
There's just
Mick
I think
Foley
there's too
should
many.
be
I think
dead.
there's I
He should
think
be
there's
dead.
too many of them just because there's it de-specials it. I don't mind the violence.
I mind some of the spots. I do. Some of the spots are outrageous.
I think it lost
The
its
man should
luster
be
when
dead, and that should not be a reason to be well known because you almost died 3 times.
I think it lost its luster when it was forced into a pay per view and you forced the match on people,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
the reason and the meaning behind it fell off, and it didn't mean anything anymore. It became another thing, and I think that helped kill the lore of Hell in a Cell and made it, to your point, something that who cares at this point with
Some
it.
of the most creative people in the world are working for WWE. Let's come up with something new.
I mean, it had the perfect. It came up perfectly for Punk and Drew. It's
Yeah.
set up to where you had to have that match rather than, oh, it's just there, we have to do it.
Yeah, you have to fulfill the
You
match.
needed that match to fulfill the rivalry, to finish the story off with it. So
Fine.